Yo, what's good YouTube? Jam Crow here, aka Scoop, back with the UBC United Battle Championship Season 6, week number 8, and we're taking on Choice CJ, and we're both not doing too well, and yeah, still got a long season ahead of us though. Well, not really, this game, another game, and the last game, but nonetheless, we are still looking forward to a really fun battle, and I think my opponent is too, so let's go ahead and hop into it. My opponent has Zygarde 50%, Pangoro, Nihilego, Entei, Cloyster, Jolteon, Scizor, Megastilix, Whimsicott, Reuniclus, and Swellow. And his Z-move user is, what is his Z-move user? Zygarde? Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure it's Zygarde. And we have Manaphy, Zardex, Fortress, Decidueye, Togekiss, Necrozma, Scolipede, Licky Licky, Hitmonlee, and Stunfisk, where Manaphy is our Z captain. So, yeah, pretty threatening team, in my opinion. The Zygarde 50% is pretty dangerous Pokemon. He's got the... Excuse me. He's got the Nihilego, it's pretty dangerous, Whimsicott and Scizor and Reuniclus and Swellow, all of which can be potentially dangerous. A bunch of weird things too, Entei's scary, Jolteon, Pangoro even. So yeah, got our work cut out for us this week. But we've built a pretty fun team. We've got a let me look at my team real quick and make sure this is the right one. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So, yeah, we got the Manaphy here with Tailglow, Scald, Ice Beam, Rain Dance, with a very bulky spread to take on, Zygarde, Nihilego, Entei, and Scizor, Megastilix to an extent. And got the Ice Beam for the Whimsicott. I think that's it. I guess it hits the Zygarde better too, but Scald also hits that for enough to break a sub anyway, unless he's like max def, max HP or something weird. Do have Tailglow and Rain Dance for the hydration, and the Waterium Z for the +1 speed. At +1, I think I outpace. I think I'm setting at 243 speed, and with a Choice Scarf that puts us at like 364, outpacing I think base 115s, such as I think Whimsicott. Yeah, I think that's it. And yeah, next up we got Mega Charizard X, which is a 2 attacks Roost Will-O-Wisp set. He has certain things that can switch into Zard, such as I guess it's really not a good switch in. I guess he doesn't really have a good switch in. Zygarde doesn't appreciate Dragon Claw. Pangoro doesn't. Nihilego doesn't. Entei doesn't. Cloyster doesn't. Jolteon, Scizor, Megastilix don't appreciate Flare Blitz. Whimsicott doesn't appreciate Flare Blitz. Reuniclus, Swellow don't. So yeah, basically just 2 attacks with enough attack investment to 2-hit KO everything that I can't OHKO, and things that I can OHKO are guaranteed OHKO'd. So there's that. And if I can 2-hit KO, they're 2-hit KO'd, and if they're 3-hit KO'd, then they're 3-hit KO'd. But I really didn't calc anything beyond that. If I can't 3-hit KO, if I can't 3-hit KO something, then I just can't kill it. So I need to switch or something. Got the Will-O-Wisp to catch a potential like Zygarde switching in on like a Flare Blitz, just throw off a Will-O-Wisp or something like that. Didn't really need to, like, I guess Dragonets would have been okay, but like Choice Scarf and Nihilego exist, and Habanberry, Zygarde, Whimsicott with Encore, stuff like that. So I didn't really want to bring Dragonets, and could afford to just go 2 attacks and Will-O-Wisp with Roost for longevity and to burn things. So that's pretty hot. Can burn things like Pangoro, Nihilego, Cloyster, Scizor, Megastilix, and stuff like that would really not appreciate the burn, and put myself in a better to decent position in my opinion. Next up we got the S6W8, which is a U-turn spirit shackle set with roost and defog, just for hazard control. I have spirit shackle because I can trap things. I think like the whimsicott, potentially if it wants to stay in and try to whittle me down, I can spirit shackle it and then roost before it can encore me or something. He could potentially encore me in spirit shackle, but he would probably want to wait and then lock me into something where I'm not doing damage. I have a complex AV spread here. This is to take hits from Zygarde, to take hits from Nihilego, Jolteon, and Scizor. And takes hits from Whimsicott and Oriolus, okay, but not the best. But can still take hits nonetheless. And takes hits from Swellow pretty well, to be honest. If it's not a choice specs variant, it's actually not that scary. So that's pretty hot. I guess that's just about it though. Next up we got Necrozma, which is a leftovers set with Photon Geyser, Heat Wave, Hidden Power Ice, and Moonlight. Basically just 3 attacks and Roost, but Moonlight instead of Roost. Photon Geyser basically hits its entire team outside of Pangoro, and then things like Scizor and Megastilix resist it, but I do have the Heat Wave for that. And I got the Hidden Power Ice for the Zygarde so it doesn't get out of control. And pretty defensive, can take hits from this, can take hits from Scizor, can take a Choice Banded U-turn after Stealth Rocks with this spread. And don't really fear too much immediately outside of like a Choice Banded Pangoro or something like that. But otherwise, in a pretty comfortable position with Necrozma. Next up, we got Scolipede, which is our designated lead, because I don't think there's much he can. Like, it would give me information, if nothing else. It gives me valuable information. I could potentially get an Endeavor off with my Focus Sash intact and whatnot. X-Scissor just hits reasonably hard against everything, and like except the Entei, which I do have the Poison Jab and Earthquake for, and the Earthquake's more so for Megastilix, but you get the point. Poison Jab hits Whimsicott pretty hard, and the Speed Boost just for general speed control, which is pretty high. I do have enough speed to outpace the what was it? Base. I think Nihilego. And I bop it with the Earthquake, which is pretty dope. It's an OHKO guaranteed, and same for Jolteon after Rocks, guaranteed OHKO. And yeah, it's pretty hype. So this is gonna be my lead, no matter what he brings on this entire team. And last but not least, we have Stunfisk here with the leftovers and the static ability with Stealth Rock, Earth Power, Hidden Power Ice for the Zygarde, and the Toxic for literally everything else. There's a likely switch-ins to this, could potentially be something like Zygarde, and I'd like to catch it with the Toxic. Whimsicott, Oriolus, I'd like to catch him with the Toxic. And yeah, even Entei and Jolteon, for example. Earth Power hits literally everything, and then the Hidden Power Ice hits Swellow and Whimsicott. So it's pretty dope. And it, like I said, hits the Zygarde 50%. And Toxic there just to throw things off. With this special attack investment, I always break a max HP, max SPDF Zygarde 50% sub with Hidden Power Ice. So yeah, it's pretty hot. But yeah, we got into the battle now, and we'll be right back. Alright, so here we are with the replay, and my opponent brings the Whimsicott as expected. Swellow, Jolteon, Pangoro, Reuniclus, and the Zygarde 50% as expected. No Nihilego, no Entei. Pretty dope to not see those. But yeah, so we got Scolipede as their designated lead no matter what. And his potential leads could be Whimsicott to, like, he has no Stealth Rocker, so he has no hazards at all. So I was concerned with what he would lead with. I suppose anything could be a lead at that point. He has 3 U-turn users in his first 3 Pokemon in Whimsicott, Swellow, and Jolteon. Pangoro can use Parting Shot, and Reuniclus and Zygarde don't have any kind of momentum moves. So didn't expect them to lead. I thought perhaps the Pangoro or the Whimsicott would be the most likely lead. So I'm actually just going to lead off with Scolipede anyway. And my opponent does lead with Swellow. So at this point, I was just like, well, I can just click Poison Jab here, and there's really no drawback. And I'll get a speed boost, so I'll be faster on the following turn. So that's what I'm going to do. He goes for the Boom Burst, and it brings me down to my Sash. What this means is that he is Choice Specs, because if he was Choice Scarf, he couldn't bring me down to my Sash. If he was Silk Scarf, I think it was, it still did a lot, but I don't think it brought me down to my Sash. I think I would have to recalc that to make sure. And he doesn't reveal Life Orb or anything like that. So this most likely reveals that he is Choice Specs, and I'm going to go for the nice big Poison Jab here and get a nice 65% off. And at this point, I was like, okay, Swellow is dead now because of my speed boost. And then I was like, wait, that's just too easy. If he stays in, then he's just going to click Boom Burst and die. So I should just click Poison Jab here. But then I was like, what if he is Choice Scarf? I didn't do the calc to actually know that this was Choice Specs. I just assumed that Scolipede would drop anyway. So I was questioning myself on if he was Choice Scarf or not. And this is going to change the whole game because I didn't calc this. Had I calced this, I would know he's Specs, and I could click Poison Jab right here and get the knockout. Instead, I'm going to be terrified of Choice Scarf, and I know Scarf does nothing to Specs. And I come in here and take to Stunfisk, and I come in here and take 45%, revealing that he is Choice Specs indeed. So I could have knocked him out there, and then endeavored something else, perhaps Zygarde or Scolipede or Whimsicott, Pangoro even, probably Pangoro. But yeah, so here he goes into Reuniclus, and I hard switch into Manaphy, and he throws off a Toxic, but I throw off a Rain Dance immediately as he goes into Whimsicott. I predict the Encore here and go into my Decidueye. The important thing about Rain going up there wasn't to boost my water attacks or Z Rain Dance, and I forgot to click Z or anything like that. It was to to activate my hydration ability and remove my poison. I was poisoned and now I'm not. So now I got the Decidueye in. He U-turns out as I can actually do the same and just U-turn out here, and he actually goes into his Pangoro. So I go back into Scolipede, just trying to get some good damage off. Put him in range of Charizard, and actually get a crit, which puts him in a range of Charizard anyway, but it didn't matter. So now he brings in Swellow, and since I didn't kill this thing to begin with, I've taken 45% on Stunfisk already, and am forced to take another 44%. So this leaves me at 36%, meaning he 2-hit KOs me here. And now I go and I realize I have to take a Boom Burst from this thing, and I can't damage it back. I can't roost up on it. So I have to just U-turn out, and now he's killed basically Scolipede, Stunfisk, and Decidueye with Swellow that I could have killed on turn 2. Very unfortunate for me. Here I'm just going to attack this thing, get it out of the way. No sense in doing anything else. And I couldn't Dragon Dance because I don't have Dragon Dance, and I can't let Zygarde sit up here, so I'm just going to attack it as well. And it reveals the Haban Berry, like I mentioned it could have in my prep. Goes for the Dragon Dance here, and is going to be able to knock out my Zord. But I'm going to switch out here and sack off my Decidueye once and for all, and then hard switch into Necrozma, which with Hidden Power Ice is going to make sure that Zygarde can't get out of hand. But unfortunately, what I didn't want to happen was for Oriolus to be able to come in and click Acid Armor. So I hard switch into Manaphy here, and I debate on going for the Hydro Vortex here with the Waterium Z Scald and knock out Jolteon on the switch in, or potentially get a big chunk of damage off on the Oriolus. Since he's revealed a Magic Guard, he wouldn't be able to regenerate up. And what I do here is actually just Z Rain Dance, and he hard switches into his Jolteon and reveals Quick Feet, or reveals the Flame Orb, which makes me think Quick Feet, obviously. So here he's actually faster than me, and I'm forced out. I go hard into my Necrozma. He just Volt Switches. Had I stayed in there and attacked, I would have actually been able to 2-hit KO this, or knocked out Jolteon on the switch in, whichever he chose, I think. However, he does get me on the switch there, and I hard switch back into Manaphy. As he goes for the Acid Armor finally, and here I'm actually going to go for the Tail Glow, and he goes for the Psychic instead of like switching out to Jolteon this time, and I go for the +3 Scald, and it does only half. Does absolutely nothing, and Necrozma and Charizard just can't damage this thing enough at this point, and that's going to wrap the game up, I believe. Oriolus is going to be able to set on the field. So had I had Decidueye and Stunfisk and potentially been able to endeavor something down to 1%, I would have been in a lot better position. I don't know why I was so fearful of Scarf Swellow. It just popped like I didn't think about it in prep. I didn't think about it in anything like that. But after I clicked Poison Jab and brought him down to 36%, and I was brought down to my Sash, and I was just like, what if he Scarf? That would be a really cool tech and a really good way to get rid of a speed boosting sashed Scolipede right at the beginning. So I got fear. I talked something into my mind that wasn't there and got scared for no reason. And it's my fault for not calcing. Had I calced on turn 1, I would have realized that he was Choice Specs and that there would be no way that he'd be Choice Scarf, and I could have 2-hit KO'd him and removed Swellow from taking out essentially 3 of my Pokemon. And yeah, it's going to be a good game to CJ. I don't think he played bad or anything. I just think I didn't play optimally. I was lazy, not in my prep, but in my play this time. So yeah, going to try to be more consistent. I think I've uploaded quite a bit of losses lately, and that's a little bit uncharacteristic of myself to be like. Obviously, I do lose, but not so much, so often. But yeah, really good game to CJ, and hopefully we can both win out the rest of our seasons to at least look forward to next season. I don't think either of us are in playoff contention anymore. So yeah, let me know what you thought about the prep on both sides. Let me know what you thought about the battle and stuff. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.